Oh, evening YouTube. Thought I'd do a little video update of what I've been up to. Been outside working for about the last 3 weeks. First week was kind of cool, so I put in some onion sets, and they're actually, as you can see, they're up pretty good. They've been in for about 3 weeks or so, and pretty impressed with the growth to date. I'm growing them in a combination of peat moss and compost. I got some compost from a local community compost bin here. Here's my square foot garden. I built this a few weeks ago, and I've got some stuff coming up here. You can see down the road there. You can see I've put in a little water line here, right over here. Here's my hand. There it is. I don't have my drippers yet, so I can't really finish it off, so I'm just watering it by hand, and the stuff's coming up, and I kind of like the organization in this square foot gardening method here. It's easier to weed and easier to figure out what is a weed and what isn't over here. Let's see, today I just put some of these plants in the pot. They were getting pretty big, so I put them in these grow bags over here. They worked out pretty good. This is the stuff from my inside my greenhouse, and it was all getting pretty crowded and pretty big, but I got it out, and it's doing okay. I have to keep working at it over here. Let's see. Here's some more stuff over here. A little more stunted. The smaller the pot, the smaller the plant, it seems. There's a pepper in a bag. Here's this little vertical tower garden I made. It's just made out of stucco wire, a concrete base, and up at the top you can see there's just a pipe with holes drilled in it, and that puts water everywhere. And I've just cut strategic holes and put in, these are just little half styrofoam coffee cups with some earth and some seeds. I think it might be a trick getting these seeds to germinate, because that soil dries out pretty good. Along the bottom here I stuck in some basil, and it seems to be surviving, so that's good. And that's about it. Let's see. There. Good evening YouTube. Thought I'd take a little more, or not a little more, a little peek at what I've got to. I got a little more organized here. Again, here's my square foot gardening attempt here. It's 24 by 2 or 48 square feet. I've got more plants than I know what to do with, so I've just stuck them in various places around here. Down here I can show you, here's my line of grow bags. Right here, and it's not as lush as it looks. I've got just plants in pots, little cups and things just shoved in to keep them out of the wind. It got pretty windy around here, and the wind was beating the crap out of stuff, so I thought I'd get them out of the way and keep it a little more lush over here. So got this taken care of over the last few days. I'm telling you, mixing soil and filling bags is a time-consuming process. Got my little gardening shed full of soils and things still to work. Here we have the onions are doing pretty good. I heard you cut the green tips off to prevent them going from seed when they get a little bit taller, so I'm going to try that. Here's some miscellaneous stuff, stunted stuff, needs to get into the ground. Some of it's pretty good shape, some of it not so good. Okay. Here's some, again, stuff I haven't had time to deal with. It's looking pretty ragged, some of it, but we'll get to it. Here's some more of it over here. These bags are bigger than the other ones that got the peppers and some of the tomatoes in it. These are the bigger tomatoes. These things hold about 6 or 7 gallons. These are just shopping bags. I think it's going to work out okay, but we shall see. I think I'll come over here and show this little close-up of this little tower garden thing. Okay. As you can see, oh, got a mosquito on me. You can see some of them have little sprouts coming up on them. They're doing okay. Some have, some haven't. I repacked some seeds. Some of the top ones dry out pretty good, and then when I water them, the soil washes away. But as you can see, I'm getting some stuff growing. Hopefully this will take off and I can get something growing in here. Excuse me. The watering tube seems to work pretty good. So there we are. Just a little update. A lot more organized than the last time I panned around here. Over there's two of those tower gardens. I haven't had time to fill yet, but I will. Anyways, thought I'd show this just before the sun goes down. One last little pan over here. Yeah, well, good evening and good night. Good evening, YouTube. Just thought I'd do a little video update. I've been working on my irrigation system. Here's some of the stuff I have out here. Various bits and pieces. I'll do a little pan of the yard as well here. Okay, things are starting to come up. It's Tuesday, June the 2nd, or June the 10th, 2014. Here's my little vertical garden here, as you can see. Things are starting to grow. These all sprouted from seed. I think starting seeds in little peat pots or something like that and then poking them in might be the better way to go. You really have to keep them moist. They do tend to dry out. The watering tube works really good and it hasn't blown over in the wind. The plants survived the transplanting into the bags and they seem to be doing okay. It is awful windy here. Here's the line of peppers. As you can see, I've got a lot of plants still in little measly cups. I'm afraid the roots are getting root bound. I just don't have the time to deal with them. I was working on the irrigation system. I'm going to go and take a peek at that. Here we are. Here's some more of the plants over here. These are tomatoes right here in these 4 bigger bags. Over here, that's a bread or an eggplant. Yeah, that's what it is. And these are mostly peppers. I do have on one of them, I do have some flowers somewhere. I can't find it, but it's, oh, here it is right here. As you can see, I think that's a cayenne pepper. Right now I see 3 flowers, and so maybe some peppers are on their way. I got my little, these were a Christmas gift. These were flower towers, and I stuffed them with the petunias I had growing all winter. They seem to be doing okay. They've only been in there for a couple of days. I ran from my hose, a basic simple little hose, came down here, come up into a splitter, and I split it off over here, and it runs down here behind my little homemade grow bag gardens. Here's 2 new gardens I put in. I got just some leafy green type stuff in there. Okay, and as you can see, the black irrigation pipe, it comes around here, and my little irrigation sprinkler heads came in the mail, so I was finally able to get them on. I'll pause this and then restart it and show it working. I think it's going to work out okay here. As you can see, stuff's coming up. I do like the square foot gardening. It seems very organized and neat. I did deviate from the square foot a bit. I poked a few things into areas that looked like they could sustain a bit more. Here's some more stuff. I got nothing. I got no place to put it, but I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do. I was working on my hydroponic line, but the wife absolutely hated it, so I have to give that a rethink. She just didn't like the way it looked. Coming along here. Let's see, of course, wonder radishes, they're doing okay. A few little bug bites in them and stuff like that. And over here, the spinach and the beets just didn't really sprout up all that good. Not much to show for in there. There should be 4 spinach plants in each one of them squares, and there should be 9 beets in each one of those squares, and they're looking pretty barren. But I'm going to hit the pause button here and go turn the sprinklers on. Okay, I got the sprinklers on. I don't want to let them run long because I've already ran them tonight and I don't want to overdo it with the water here. But as you can see, they sprinkle. And this Mel's mix seems to distribute the water, so even if none of it's getting everywhere, it does seem to spread out. At least that's what I'm hoping it's doing. It took a little time to dial these things in. I think a few of them need a little bit of work. They seem to be squirting out a bit extra, but so far, so good. Anyways, you get the general idea here. There we are. So I'm going to hit the pause button again.